Loni Anderson, who portrayed the empowered and glamorous receptionist at a struggling radio station on the beloved television sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati, has passed away, leaving behind a legacy that stretches far beyond her iconic role. Her death occurred on a quiet Sunday in Los Angeles, just days before what would have been her milestone 80th birthday. The news was confirmed by her longtime publicist, Cheryl J. Kagan, who stated that Anderson had been battling a prolonged illness for some time before her passing. Despite the gradual nature of her decline, her loss has hit her family, friends, colleagues, and fans with full force, as they remember a woman who not only dazzled on screen, but also inspired countless others through her grace, wit, and unyielding strength. In a heartfelt statement, Anderson's family expressed their sorrow, saying, "We are heartbroken to announce the passing of our dear wife, mother, and grandmother." Their grief was echoed by fans worldwide who grew up watching her on television and saw her as a symbol of charm, intelligence, and beauty. Her death, though not entirely unexpected given her lengthy illness, still came as a blow to a generation who revered her work and who admired the delicate balance she brought to her roles, especially the one that made her famous. She wasn't just a face on the screen. She was a symbol of empowerment, resilience, and warmth. She was someone whose presence always brought comfort, whose humor felt timeless, and whose performances left a lasting impact. WKRP in Cincinnati, the sitcom that made Anderson a household name, originally aired from 1978 to 1982. The show was set in a struggling radio station in Ohio that was undergoing a transformation as it attempted to remain relevant by pivoting from easy listening to rock music. The station was filled with colorful and chaotic characters who constantly stumbled through professional and personal blunders, often with hilarious and sometimes touching results. The series was more than just a sitcom. It was a cultural touchstone, and Anderson's role as Jennifer Marlowe became one of the defining elements of the show. Her character was known for her stunning looks, but also for her cleverness and strength. She played the receptionist with a golden heart and razor-sharp wit, a woman who managed to navigate a male-dominated workplace with a mix of confidence, poise, and humor. The cast of WKRP in Cincinnati was rich with talent and personality, including Gary Sandy as program director Andy Travis, Tim Reed as DJ Venus Flytrap, Howard Hesseman as the eccentric Dr. Johnny Fever, Frank Bonner as the sleazy sales manager Herb Tarlick, and Jan Smithers as the soft-spoken Bailey Quarters. Yet it was Anderson's portrayal of Jennifer Marlowe that added a spark to the show that resonated with audiences. Jennifer wasn't just another pretty face behind a desk. She was the glue that held the station together, often solving problems others couldn't, and doing so with unmatched style. She knew how to fend off unwanted advances and avoid the chaos surrounding her with grace, using her charm to diffuse tense situations and maintain a semblance of order at the station. Her performance garnered critical acclaim and a slew of nominations, including 2 Emmy Awards and 3 Golden Globe nominations. Audiences were captivated by her unique blend of classic Hollywood glamour and down-to-earth relatability. Her role served as a commentary on the stereotypes faced by women in the child workplace, particularly those perceived only through their physical appearance. Anderson turned those assumptions on their head, offering a portrayal that balanced allure with intellect and emotional depth. She gave Jennifer Marlowe a soul, turning her into an enduring character that defied easy categorization. Jennifer, in Anderson's hands, was elegant but not aloof, intelligent without being condescending, glamorous but grounded. She was the embodiment of what women aspired to be at a time when female roles were often written with one-dimensional perspectives. Beyond her role in WKRP, Anderson enjoyed a successful and multifaceted career in television and film. One of her most prominent movie roles came in 1983, when she starred opposite then-boyfriend Burt Reynolds in the comedy Stroker Ace. Their on-screen chemistry mirrored their off-screen romance, which quickly became a topic of public fascination. The two married not long after filming, becoming one of Hollywood's most talked-about power couples in the 1980s. Their relationship was heavily featured in tabloids, often overshadowing their professional endeavors, yet Anderson remained a consummate professional despite the media frenzy. She often expressed frustration that the media seemed more interested in her love life than her body of work, but she never allowed it to overshadow her dedication to her craft. Her marriage to Burt Reynolds was filled with highs and lows and eventually ended in a very public divorce in 1994. Yet Anderson spoke candidly about the challenges she faced in the relationship, including emotional struggles and the pressures of being in the spotlight. She emerged from the experience with a renewed sense of self, turning her focus inward and seeking out roles and projects that better aligned with her personal values. Her willingness to be open about her experiences helped shed light on the complexities of fame, love, and personal growth. It also made her an advocate for women facing similar issues, as she often used her platform to speak out about domestic challenges and self-worth. Loni Anderson was never content to be seen as just a pretty face or a celebrity. She wanted to make a difference, and she did. Over the years, Anderson's talents extended beyond acting. She was a strong supporter of children's charities, education, initiatives, and women's rights organizations. Her philanthropic efforts were often low-profile, but deeply impactful. Colleagues described her as generous, compassionate, and fiercely protective of those she loved. She wasn't just a television star. She was a friend, a mentor, and a role model. Her tireless work behind the scenes helped raise funds for medical research, children's hospitals, and advocacy groups aimed at empowering young women. She lent her voice to causes she believed in and made time to visit schools, host charity events, and volunteer at community outreach programs. In her personal life, Anderson found enduring love with Bob Flick, a founding member of the folk band The Brothers. 4. The couple married in 2008 and maintained a relatively private life together, focused on family and shared interests. Flick stood by Anderson's side throughout her illness, offering unwavering support and care. Anderson frequently spoke about how her later years were filled with a quiet kind of joy, one rooted in the simplicity of family, friendship, and meaningful connection. She often said that aging had brought her wisdom, and that the second half of her life was more peaceful and rewarding than she ever imagined. Anderson's legacy lives on through her children and grandchildren. She is survived by her husband Bob Flick, her daughter Deidre, and son-in-law Charlie Hoffman, her son Quentin Anderson Reynolds, her grandchildren Mackenzie and Megan Hoffman, her stepson Adam Flick and his wife Helene, and her step-grandchildren, Felix and Maximilian. They remember her not only for her contributions to entertainment, but for the warmth and wisdom she brought to their lives. She was the matriarch of a close-knit and loving family, and they describe her as someone who loved with her whole heart and never let a day pass without making someone smile. Friends and former co-stars have shared heartfelt tributes, many recounting moments of laughter, insight, and inspiration from their time working with her. Her influence stretched across decades and generations, touching the lives of those who watched her perform and those who knew her personally. Whether she was making audiences laugh on a weekly sitcom or comforting a friend in need, Anderson gave of herself completely. Her kindness was not performative, it was instinctive. She brought calm to chaos, optimism to uncertainty, and joy to every room she entered. Her colleagues have often spoken of her generosity on set, the way she would uplift her co-stars, and the professionalism she brought even on the most stressful days. Her passing marks the end of an era in television history. Jennifer Marlowe wasn't just a character, she was a revolution in a miniskirt and heels. And behind that character was a woman who understood what it meant to be underestimated, and who used her talent to show the world that strength, vulnerability, and elegance could coexist. Anderson helped shape a generation's understanding of what it meant to be a strong woman on screen, and she did so with style and grace. She was the rare actress who could light up a room simply by entering it and command the attention of millions through a subtle glance, a carefully delivered line, or a knowing smile. Her comedic timing, expressive eyes, and effortless charm were unmatched. Though she is no longer with us, Loni Anderson's spirit endures. Her body of work, her activism, and the love she shared with her family ensure that she will never be forgotten. She leaves behind a blueprint for resilience, authenticity, and brilliance that will continue to inspire future generations of actors and women alike. Her story is a reminder that even in a world of bright lights and loud voices, it's often the soft-spoken, steel-willed women who make the most lasting impact. As her family and friends gather to remember her life, they do so with hearts full of both grief and gratitude for the years she shared with them, the lessons she taught, and the example she set. Loni Anderson may be gone, but the legacy of the woman who made Jennifer Marlowe unforgettable will shine forever.